Well, welcome, everyone. It is the first ever virtual gala benefiting Unravel Pediatric Cancer. My name is Fred Northup Jr. I will be your auctioneer for the evening. Thank you so much for being here. As you can see, we are live in the studio tonight. We're very socially distanced, of course. I just took my mask off. There are just a few of us, everyone else in masks. We hope that you're all watching safely at home as well. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, again, say hi in the chat. Let us know, is this your first Unravel? Where are you watching from? We love hearing from you because even though we're not in the same room, we are all still here together. I know that we've got people watching now from 25 states is what we've heard so far. So by being here tonight, you will help bridge the gap in funding for pediatric cancer research. Tonight, you will provide unrestricted funds to innovative pediatric cancer researchers, which removes barriers and accelerates the development of more effective and less toxic treatments for children with cancer. So thank you for what you're about to do. Now, one way to support this research is to bid in the silent and the live auction. Not just bid, but win. All right, both are open for bidding right now. The silent auction closes in just a few minutes at 6:10 p.m. Pacific. Now, you can watch this program on our bidding website. There's a link that will take you there to YouTube, but what I suggest is once you've got the program open, watch that on a big screen, maybe like a laptop, maybe even a smart TV, then grab a second screen like a phone or a tablet and go to 2020glitter.givesmart.com. You can see it right there. All right, now to begin our program, we want you to meet Nick Murtha. In the summer of 2015, Nick was 17 years old, and he was getting ready for his senior year. I'm sure all of you remember your senior year. Senior years, I mean, that's as good as it gets. That was the big man on campus, right? Now, Nick was that. He was ready to play his last season of basketball in high school. He was looking forward to playing in college. But cancer didn't care about Nick's plans. But in Nick, cancer met a tenacious opponent. Take a look.
Hi, my name is Nick Murtha, and I'm a 5-year brain cancer survivor, and my life was interrupted July 2015. I was living at the time Almaden, South San Jose, drove down, I felt fine, there was never really any issue, I wasn't thinking anything of it, I was just going down ready to kill it, like play defense, pass the ball, get my teammates involved, and then cutting down the lane, just body-to-body contact. I remember my vision went pitch black for a split second, and then confusion, nauseousness. The toughest part, on one side, it's the pain of, you know, the chemotherapy going through your body, getting poked with IVs all the time, just that emotional pain of being in the hospital the whole time, not having hope. And then on the other side, it's missing out of being with your friends. In high school, I had my goals where I wanted to play basketball in college, and then your senior years, it all comes together normally. I remember getting Snapchats and texts from my friends and people that knew me just crying in tears. No one knew what it was at the time other than that I had a brain tumor, and cancer kind of taught me at the time that is to have people support you. And I was lucky enough to have a great support system. I was like, all right, screw it. I'm gonna be the first person to come back from a brain tumor, and I figured I could be a symbol of hope to other kids that have brain tumors or get sick with cancers that want to continue playing sports, just continuing their normal lives. The smart people in the world, the researchers, the scientists, the doctors that want to do good, I just hope their projects and the science that they want to help with gets funded, and we can continue making progress to, you know, unravel cancer in a way.
Well, like Nick just said, tonight we have an opportunity to be a symbol of hope to families and kids whose lives have been interrupted by cancer. We have the opportunity to make sure cancer research isn't interrupted because of a lack of funding. Now, as we all know, it has been quite a year of interruptions, but tonight we are not going to let current circumstances interrupt the advancement toward a cure. So first things first, that silent auction closing at 6:10 p.m. You've got about 5 minutes. The live auction is up for bid right now as well, but you can really focus on that silent. And again, if you're just joining us, what I recommend is watch this show on your biggest screen. Maybe you can stream it to a smart TV. Maybe you've got a laptop, and then grab a second screen like a phone or a tablet and go to 2020glitter.givesmart.com. Now, if you want, there's a link there so you can share this show with all your friends and family. If you're returning, by the way, look for that sign-in button up at the top, then click items at the top and start bidding. Bid quickly, use auto bid to set a maximum bid because again, you've got about 4 minutes left. Now again, we're hearing from people watching from all over the country. I love seeing, we've got people in San Diego, we're seeing Nevada, we're seeing Portland, Oregon, we're seeing Seattle, Washington. We just love knowing that we're all coming together. Things, of course, might be a little different this year, obviously, but we're going to keep it as fun as possible for those of you joining us from the comfort of your own homes. And don't forget to share your photos of yourself attending our virtual event. You can post directly to our Facebook event page or use the hashtag GlitterGala2020. Again, say hi in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. We love hearing from you. And by the way, if you are watching on YouTube and you ever have a technical glitch, such as maybe the audio and the video stop syncing, just refresh your YouTube browser and most problems will be magically fixed. Again, seeing people traveling from all over, from Cottonwood Heights, Utah. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. All right, we're going to continue. Please welcome Executive Director of Unravel Pediatric Cancer, the one and only Nicole Protopis.
Good evening. I'm Nicole Protopis, the Executive Director at Unravel Pediatric Cancer. Welcome to the 2020 Glitter Gala. Like many of you, I wish we were having this event in person tonight. Unfortunately, all of our lives have been interrupted by COVID-19. For families who have been affected by childhood cancer, their lives being interrupted due to a healthcare crisis is nothing new. What is new are the complications COVID-19 has created for them. I'm not just talking about how parents are having to split time like two ships passing in the night. One parent at the hospital with their sick child, while the other is at home managing the household, going to work, taking care of the chores, possibly caring for their other children, trying to pretend like everything's normal. I'm talking about how COVID-19 has affected research, the development of new therapies, and the ability for a physician to say, we have a cure rather than, I'm sorry, we have run out of options. I'm involved with Unravel because when I hear a scientist has something that could be a cure for a child, and I meet a family that could benefit from that cure, I can't fathom it. We have to make a change. Tonight you'll hear from Libby Krantz. She and her husband Tony founded Unravel after they were told their daughter Jennifer had a terminal type of brain tumor. Their new normal is a life where Jennifer is forever 6 years old. For some childhood cancer families, the experience motivates them to change how pediatric cancer research is funded, so other families don't have to face a cancer diagnosis and experience like the Krantzes have. Since this pandemic started, I have heard about families learning their child's cancer has relapsed, and they're waiting for an experimental treatment. I have also heard from a brilliant young scientist in Dr. Olsen's lab and how he has a promising new therapy ready for clinical trials, but they don't have the funding to start. We at Unravel think this is unacceptable. So tonight, we are raising money for all the children who will benefit from the research taking place in Dr. Jim Olsen's lab. You have an opportunity to double your impact. Every dollar you give will be matched dollar for dollar up to $250,000. Let's send these families and researchers a message. We see you. We know your lives have been interrupted. We're going to help. We will not let these therapies be delayed. Together, the money we raise will help redefine normal. Let's make the new normal for childhood cancer a cure.
Thank you, Nicole. And I want to say it again. Every dollar raised tonight, up to $250,000, will be matched dollar for dollar. Your $10,000 donation becomes $20,000. Your $5,000 becomes $10,000. Your $1,000 becomes $2,000. When you go to 2020glitter.givesmart.com, just click the word donate at the top. Click on item number 49. You'll see all of the giving levels there. We hope that everyone will dig deep and take advantage of this incredible match. Together, we can make sure promising new therapies for pediatric cancers aren't delayed. That's why we're here. We can't let a lack of funding interrupt a cure for cancer. You know, a child will be diagnosed with cancer tomorrow, so we're here so that their cure will be available more quickly. Now, we're going to hear about some of those therapies later tonight from our featured researcher, Dr. Jim Olsen from Fred Hutchinson Cancer Research Center. But first, let's hear from Unravel's co-founder, Libby Krantz.
Oh, wait, are you ready for us right now? Oh, girls, we have to go get ready. Let's go.
7 children will die today from cancer. Our daughter, Jennifer Lynn Kranz, wasn't one of them. She's already dead. It's different to say those words from our own home, but I also know it's perfect because there is nowhere else that those words are more real or more tangible than inside our home, where every day of our lives, one is always missing. From the normal parts of life,
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P.
to the bigger moments, the harder moments, the first and last days of school, all the Christmas mornings and the birthdays. In our home, in our lives, one is always missing. This is hard. To open up our home and share that simple, horrific truth. Our daughter died. Her death certificate says childhood cancer, it says DIPG, but for me that's never been what it really is. It's been a lack of awareness, a lack of sharing the truths of childhood cancer. It's a lack of funding for the right kind of research. What's the right kind of research? Well, it's the kind that creates treatments that allow a high school kid to get right back to playing basketball when treatment's done. Or lets Catherine the Brave really enjoy Hawaii with her family. Or lets little boys like Jasper, like Bennett, play with their friends, play with their siblings, even in the middle of treatment. The right kind of research creates the right kind of treatment that would never, ever allow for a family to hear that their 6-year-old daughter has no chance from the very beginning. The right kind of research creates treatments that give hope during treatment and for the life spent afterwards. And that is what we are funding tonight. Our life was interrupted. Hell, our life stopped when Jennifer was diagnosed with childhood cancer. And it never has, it never will begin again. But we're not alone. Just in the time since quarantine has started, 11,000 children and their families have heard your child has cancer. So I'm here tonight in my high heels. But if you know me, you actually know that I'm lying. I'm really wearing my slippers. But I am here tonight, and I am desperately trying to connect with you. We've all had a glimpse lately into what the battle of childhood cancer can look like for a family. The isolation, the fear, the separation from friends and family, and the emotional turmoil that can bring. Even the masks. We've all seen a glimpse into it. The only difference for us is that we're doing it together with the community. Everyone we know is in the same boat. But when you get a childhood cancer diagnosis, you're going through this alone. So if I have a hope for tonight, I think it's for those families to know you're not in this alone. You're not forgotten. We remember you. We are here tonight fighting for you. In simplest terms, I'm a mom. I'm a mom with a lot of regret that I waited. I waited until my child was diagnosed. I waited till my hand was forced to be active in the fight. So I invite you to do better and be better than me. You already are. Just by tuning in, by choosing to be here tonight, you are already doing better than me. And I have such an immense respect, and from the depths of me, so much respect and gratitude for you choosing to be here tonight. We all know 2020 has been quite a roller coaster ride for all of us, but we have a chance to end it this year out on a really high note, fighting together, supporting the researchers that need our support in honor of the kids that need them. Thank you so much for being here tonight. From the bottom of my heart, from Tony, me, our kids, all the Unravel family, thank you. Don't delay the cure.
Good night.
Well, let's all be active in the fight for a cure for cancer tonight. So thank you so much, Tony and Libby and your kids, for your passion and compassion for children diagnosed with cancer. Jennifer will be an inspiration for all of us tonight, so thank you so much for sharing her story. Well, now, to hear more about strides being made toward finding cures for pediatric cancers, I'm honored to welcome Dr. Jim Olsen here to the stage, also looking glittery.
You bet.
Tis the theme, tis the season. Jim is not only a brilliant MD PhD, he's also a wonderful human being. He holds the Jennifer Lynn Kranz Universal Pediatric Cancer Endowed Chair at Fred Hutchinson Cancer Research Center in Seattle, Washington. Jim is a physician scientist, and his team cares for children with brain tumors and conducts research that focuses on discovering and developing new cancer therapies. His lab's work has led to more than a dozen national clinical trials, of which he leads a phase 3 trial through Children's Oncology Group. Jim is the founder of Presage Biosciences and Blaze Bioscience, and his lab invented the chlorotoxin-based tumor paint, which is one of my favorite things ever. It's so amazing. This has led to the development of BLZ 100, Blaze 100, now in human trials. Dr. Jim, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you,
again.
Fred.
Yeah.
It's an honor to be here.
Yeah, thank you. And again, the jacket.
Oh, I wouldn't miss it for these kids. I'll wear anything.
Yeah, I love it. And the tie, too. I mean,
Check it out.
You're doing it right. All right, well, Jim, you heard my introduction with you. It's a long introduction. I'm curious if you were at a party, one of your famous parties perhaps, at your home pre-COVID, and someone said to you, like, what do you do? How would you explain it?
I keep it pretty simple. I say I take care of kids with brain tumors, and I usually add that we run a lab at Fred Hutch where we develop new cures for kids with brain tumors. And that usually just sparks, you find out who's curious and who's not curious, and that leads to great conversations about tumor paint and some of the other therapies that we're coming up with for leukemias and neuroblastoma.
Now, all of us have had our lives interrupted and impacted by COVID. I'm curious, how has it been going in research? Are you back in the labs now, and what's the effect been?
Yeah, the Fred Hutch has been a world leader in helping us safely get back to research. So there was a time when we shut it down altogether, except for the researchers at Fred Hutch that were working on COVID vaccines or treatments. But then they very cautiously ramped it back up. And right now, all of our people who work at the bench are there full-time, and those of us who can work from home are working from home. And even with 3,500 scientists there, by masking and socially distancing, we haven't had any problems at all with COVID transmission within the institution.
That's amazing. So things continue in your lab.
Absolutely, we're going full speed. Surprisingly, it's been 6 of the best months we've ever had, and it's against all odds. I really give the credit to the team and to the institution and to the patients that motivate us for.
And when you say the 6 of the best months, do you mean just in terms of advancement, or what is?
Absolutely, yeah. No, I'll talk in a few minutes about a new project that we started for AML, which is a really brutal kind of pediatric leukemia, and it just blossomed, and the data look the best I've seen in almost 30 years.
Amazing. All right, well, let's talk about the money we're raising tonight. Unravel provides you with unrestricted funds. So can you explain, like, what difference that means, what that means in the first place, and what difference it means to you?
Yeah, so I think I'd like to go back to 1997 when a patient's mom asked me, like, what are you working on in the lab? What are you thinking about working on? And I shouted off a couple of these great ideas that we had, and she said, what keeps you from doing those? And I said, well, if I have an idea today and I write a grant over the next 2 months, the earliest I would have the money is about 1.5 years from now. And by that time, that idea will have been supplanted by many others, and it might never see the light of day. And so she and some other parents got together and they said, you do the science, let us raise the money, and you just go, go, go. When you see a brilliant person, you hire them. When you have a great idea, you go after it. And that's what led to Tumor Paint, the AML project. All these things that we've done came out of that.
That's amazing. And so you're the Jennifer Lynn Kranz Unravel Pediatric Endowed Chair at the Hutch. What does that mean, and what does it mean to you?
It means more to me than you could ever imagine. You know, Jennifer and her family in this community are my family, and that is with me every day. The financial part helps the lab out in amazing ways, but more importantly, it's the morale. It's things are tough sometimes in science, and when I see her name, it just makes me gleam, just beam with pride and warmth for her family. And
so, I've heard that adult cancer, that research translates to kids, but now I've recently been hearing that pediatric cancer research can actually impact what we do with adults in a big way. Can you tell me more about that?
Oh, sure. This is really close to my heart right now because both my mom and my sister have had to deal with cancer that could have been cured if we would have had a good surgery the first time and completely removed the tumor. But that wasn't the case, and so they had to deal with recurrent cancer. And so tumor paint that you were talking about, the scorpion toxin that makes cancer light up, that's an example of something that we developed that just for kids. And then later, Blaze, our friends at Blaze, ran a clinical trial in women with breast cancer, and they found out that it was very safe, and they lit up the tumors of many different kinds of breast cancer. So it shows you just one example of many. I could sit here all night telling you ways that pediatric research has translated to adults, and it just can't go fast enough.
Yeah, and for people who are watching and maybe this is your first time meeting Dr. Jim Olsen, what you talk about, it sounds like science fiction, but in fact, it's very real. It's where basically, as I understand it, previously you're performing brain surgery, for example, and you aren't exactly sure which are the tumor cells and which aren't. And this, what you've come up with, lights up the cancer so that you can make sure that it's removed regardless of where it is, not take out too much, not take out too little.
Exactly, that's the whole goal.
Yeah, and so that is absolutely, that was my introduction to you and to the research that you're doing, and I was blown away, and I've been a big fan ever since. So,
Fred.
I mean, that in and of itself, again, it sounds like it's science fiction, and yet it's happening in your lab. And so,
Science fact.
Science fact, I like it. Well, moving away from brain tumors at a high level, what advances and breakthroughs coming down the road are you excited about?
Well, I mentioned AML. That's the most exciting one. The therapy for kids with AML is so brutal that the kids have to stay in the hospital for the first 100 days after they're diagnosed, because if we send them home, even for a weekend, there's a chance that they would die from the toxicity of the chemotherapy and what it does to their body. And so our team has been working on something that would completely replace, at some point, chemotherapy. And it's a little molecule that connects an immune cell called a T cell to the AML cancer cells, and it instructs the T cell to kill the cancer cell. And this is an example of something, how fast these things can go. One of our friends, Sohail Mashinchi over at Fred Hutch, did a study where he looked at 2,600 kids' DNA in their AML samples, and this new target popped out that nobody had really ever been thinking about before. And so we said, hey, we'll make this molecule that binds to that target and to the T cells, and we tried it out in mice that had AML that was put into the mouse from kids who had that cancer. And in one case, it extended survival so that 80% of the mice were still alive 4 times longer than the mice that were treated with chemotherapy or other therapies. Wow. And in the other model from another child, 100% of the mice were alive months after all of the mice had passed away from the cancer, even if they got chemotherapy. So can you imagine if one little molecule, and this work was funded by last year's Unravel funds. So this is an example of what you're doing tonight and how that can, like in 1 year, we not only generated that data and built the molecule, but we also found a company that licensed the molecule and will be taking that into clinical development. So we're going like this, and it's for kids, but again, we think that that could really help out adults with AML as well.
That's amazing. And so, what is it funding? Does it come down to that? Is that the biggest barrier between where you are now and the next big breakthrough?
Absolutely. The last week, I had a conversation with one of my friends in Ohio about this crazy technology that he developed where they use a virus, a version of herpes virus that injects into the brain tumor. The surgeon injects it into the brain tumor as they complete the operation, and if there's some left behind. And it not only kills the cancer cells, but it invites immune cells to come in and finish the job. But it's not complete yet. And he said, what could we make the herpes virus secrete that would help the immune cells kill the cancer cells? And in the last 4 days, I've had at least 40 ideas of what we could do. And the money that we're raising tonight will help us design those. We will put it into the virus. We'll put the viruses into human patients' tumor cells, and we'll see which ones work best. And a year from now, I'll be able to come back and tell you what the results of that were.
See, now, this is what amazes me. I just want to say, when you and I talk, at times, at one point you're telling me about sunflowers, then you're telling me about the Israeli death scorpion, and what is it about your lab and your team that makes you able to come up with these out-of-the-box ideas? I mean, what?
Well, part of it is the motivation of these kids. When you're in clinic and you meet a new child and you have to somehow in that next hour let that family know what's going on, and that, in some cases that child might not be here a year from now. You don't think like all the other scientists think. You let them do that, and you let them do those experiments, but what you really want to do is be out there coming up with these things that may or may not work, but with the unbelievable infrastructure that we've got, we can answer that kind of question in like 3 months. And if it's not going to work, we just leave it behind because we got better things to do. And so, through events like this, we have the people that we recruited from industry. We have the robots and the equipment to test these out. And just by nature, I used to hang out down in the trees and by this stream by our house when I was a little kid. I just loved thinking about nature and how things work and how we could take the blueprints from nature and turn them into something that would help people.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, anything else that you want to add for people who are watching?
Well, I think, sometimes these things kind of sound abstract, but the reality is something that came through unrestricted funding, an idea that we tested in the lab. We just finished a clinical trial with it, and babies and toddlers who have brain tumors, a type of brain tumor called medulloblastoma, when I started my career, they had about a 35% chance of surviving that tumor. We just passed 84%.
Wow.
And the big jump at the end came from that little study that we did in the lab, because I didn't have to write a grant to get the money to do that. People donated, and we took those donations, and we just tried these 2 drugs on top of what we usually give these kids. Looked good in the lab. We brought it immediately into clinical trials. It was one of the first times that we took a new concept and brought it into newly diagnosed patients, but we needed to do something for these babies and these toddlers, and now they're at 84%. And that phase 3 clinical trial that you told everybody about, I was running that for the last 11 years. And for older kids who have a kind of medulloblastoma that's called group 3, we improved their survival from 64% to 83%, just by the addition of 1 drug during the radiation therapy phase. So from now on, forevermore, that's not just that trial, 20 more kids out of every 100 are going to survive their cancer because of that work that was funded from events like this.
Right. And that's amazing. And I try not to think of it just as statistics, obviously, but like you said, like 20 kids. These are 20 kids with brothers and sisters and parents and aunts and uncles, These are real families that...
And it's 20 out of every 100.
Yes.
Not just 20 more kids.
Right, 20 out of every 100. That's amazing. So thank you for all that you're doing. Thank you for your team, for your brains.
Thrilled to do it.
Yes, thank you so much. I hope that you'll stay with me for the rest of the show. You'll be my co-host now.
Absolutely, I'm dressed up.
Exactly.
Where would I go?
Got the jacket.
There's no bars open, there's no restaurants open. Let's do this. Let's do this. Well, by the way, if you want to hang out with Jim, I want to let everybody know that if you want to have a one-on-one experience with Jim and have a personal tour of his lab while providing dollars to his research directly, well, guess what? You can purchase one of 2 tour and dinner experiences for a $5,000 donation. Just go to silent auction item number 51. In addition to the exclusive tour, you'll be able to enjoy dinner afterwards right at Duke's Seafood on Lake Union in Seattle, one of my favorite places. Just a short walk, just a few blocks from Fred Hutch Cancer Research Center, right there on the water. Beautiful views. All right, that's... and I know that last year we had, I think it was 3 families that came. 3 families,
right?
did that.
Yeah. So we've got 2 of those. You can buy those right now. It's just $5,000 and it'll be yours. All right, we've heard time and time again that we cannot delay the cure for cancer. Scientists like Jim need the funding to continue to move things forward. So please, everyone, remember every donation you make will be matched dollar for dollar up to $250,000. A $10,000 gift becomes $20,000. Your $5,000 tax-deductible donation, that becomes $10,000. $1,000 becomes $2,000. We just hope that everyone watching will dig deep, because what we're doing tonight matters. So here's what you do. Again, grab that second device if you can and go to 2020glitter.givesmart.com. We're going to bring up that URL for you right now. There it is. Once you're signed in, just click the tab up top that says Donate. After you click Donate, then click on item number 49. You'll see all different levels of giving. We're confident there is a level that works for everybody watching. If you're already looking at the items, just find item number 49. Our goal is 100% participation, so please, if you will, join us now. We're going to go through some levels right now. We want to be able to thank as many of you as we can. Of course, we won't be able to thank everybody, but we'll do our best. Our top level is $25,000. If you can join us at $25,000, please do. And because of our match, again, your $25,000 donation becomes $50,000 right now, Jim.
Thank you to our lead donors, Eric and Cindy Fredericks at $25,000, and also Derek and Christina Holman at $25,000. Thank you.
That's amazing. I mean, that between those two families right there, you can see that's $50,000 with the match. That's $100,000 already. If you can join them at $25,000, please do. When you give right now, everyone, you will bridge the gap in funding for pediatric cancer research. And again, we're watching all these gifts coming in live right now. You can see them on your screen as well. Thank you, Amy Hillblom. Thank you, John Whalen. Thank you, Margaret McGill. Thank you, Maureen. We appreciate Peter Voris and Sally Olsen. Thank you so much. Our next level is $10,000. If you can join us at $10,000, please do. And because of our match, again, your $10,000 donation becomes $20,000 right now.
Right, and thank you to the Franklin family at $10,000. And we also have an anonymous donor at $10,000. Thank you so much for this incredible generosity.
That's absolutely amazing. And we're watching these gifts. Diane Johansson at $10,000.
All right.
Absolutely amazing. Thank you, everybody, for your generosity. If you can join them at $10,000, please do. Right now, you are providing unrestricted funds to innovative pediatric cancer researchers like Jim here. So keep those $10,000 gifts coming in. We hope that you'll dig deep, join us, think of that match and dig deep. Our next level, $5,000. If you can join us at $5,000, please do. When you donate that $5,000, you will remove barriers and you'll accelerate the development of more effective and less toxic treatments for children with cancer. I mean, you're talking about that having to stay for 100 days after that.
Right, yeah.
You know,
Brutal.
It's brutal. It's brutal. So it's not just the cure, but it's also the treatment and the effect on the child after the cancer. So all of this matters. Remember that $5,000 becomes $10,000. So dig deep, take advantage of that challenge.
Fred, we have a lot of generous supporters at $5,000. Thank you to Adam Oberback at $5,000, Jason and Marcel Wilmot at $6,000, Marshall Foundation at $5,000, Jamal and Tori Crawford at $5,000. Jamal was also kind enough to donate a silent auction item for tonight, so thank you.
Yeah, I love that. All right, our next level is $2,500. If you could join us at $2,500 or more, please do. Remember that match, $2,500 equals $5,000, so join us right now.
We have some people who went above $2,500, Fred.
Oh, I love that.
Emery and Doris Sugasawara gave us $4,000, and Joe and Jody Pilford also gave us $4,000.
That's amazing. And I see Stephanie Champion joining us now at $2,500. Thank you, Stephanie, for your generosity. Now, you can do Stephanie's gift of $2,500. You can join us at $4,000, whatever you want. You can give the custom amount. We just hope that it's a gift that's meaningful to you. It's all going to add up to a big number. Just find item number 49. Now, our next level is $1,000. $1,000. Now, before we get there, I see a gift over here from Rose Kakimoto joining us at $2,000. Thank you so much, Rose.
I see Barbara Wortley. Barbara, thank you so much, and say hi to Richard, Carla, and John for us.
Yes, thank you so much, Barbara. Our next level is that $1,000 that Barbara just donated. If you can join us at $1,000 or more, please do. Again, that $1,000 becomes $2,000 thanks to the match. So please dig deep and join us.
Thank you to the Sack family at $1,500. Gary Bazowski and Donna Everett at $2,000. Melody and Bob Holmgren at $1,000. Lebhert's Family Foundation at $1,500. Daniel DeSola and Libby Barnes at $1,000. This gift is in honor of their daughter, Olivia. Peggy and Christian Murtha at $1,000. This gift is in honor of their son, Nick, who you heard from tonight. Zach and Majesta Patterson at $1,000. Doug and Sarah Gross at $1,000. Mike and Nicole Protopis at $1,000. And the Beeler family at $1,000.
And we're seeing Janet Rosier right there at $1,000. Scott Ruffin joining us. I love this. $3,333. 3333. That looks great on your receipt,
sure
doesn't
does.
it? So dig deep. Join Scott. Can we have another? I'd like a 3333 or a 4444, a 2222. Let's
bring them on.
Let's keep Scott's idea going. Adam Demastri joining us at $1,000. Thank you so much. Again, you're watching the names scrolling next to Jim there as well. So thank you, Bridget. Thank you again, Barbara. If you can join us at $1,000, please dig deep. Join us now. Our next level is $500. $500. If you can join us at $500, your $500 again becomes $1,000 because of this challenge. Just over $1 a day to help you advance those incredible, the research that you have going on in your lab.
That's right, Fred. Well, and thank you to everyone joining us. We have Pell's Design Services Incorporated at $500 and Maureen LaTourette at $500.
We're seeing Adam de Maestri. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. We're live. We're doing our best, but at $1,000 there.
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you so much. And Calcagno. Ann Calcagno. Yeah, I'm sorry, Ann. I'm doing my best at $1,500.
I'll take an easy one. Molly Brennan, thank you, at $1,000.
Oh, that's
Molly.
right. We should have traded. Sarah Pierce at $1,000.
And
again,
Elisha Nelson. We have
yes, and
Ted
Adam de
Wu.
Maestri.
Thank you so much.
At $1,000. Yes, we're just watching these gifts come in live. Ann Calcagno. There
you go.
There we go. And I'm going to work on that for next year, I promise. Again, we're watching all these. And you can see these gifts coming in live too, just right next to Jim. So again, we hope that everyone will join us. If you can join us at $250, please do. If you can join us at $100, please do. Or any custom amount, whether you're giving $50, $500, $5,000, $500,000, it's all going to add up to a big number. We just hope that everyone joins us right now.
Right.
All right, so thank you, everybody. We're going to keep thanking you throughout the night, but for now, thank you to everyone who has raised your virtual paddle with us so far. We really appreciate your generosity. Meg Fredericks right there at $1,000. Thank you so much. That giving link stays open, so if you need to go find your credit card, Jim and I will wait.
Absolutely.
As you said, the bars aren't open.
That's right.
We
And
can
Yvonne
hang out here.
Schoenberg, thank you for your gift. Michelle
wow.
Calhoun, thank you for your gift.
Yes, Ted Wu, thank you. We appreciate your generosity. We just appreciate everyone. Derek Holman, thank you so much. Lalani, thank you so much. Amy Hubbard, you can see all these names right next to you. Thank you, everybody. Jamal and Tori, who we mentioned at $5,000, that's amazing. So we just hope that everyone digs deep and takes advantage of this match. And a reminder, that's the first match. There's a second match. If you work for a company that matches your donation, please make sure they do that as well. Now, we still have our live auction items to close. Those are up for bid right now. But first, we're going to go to Lucy. Lucy Sandeen is the director for Unravel, Iowa, but most people know her as a voice for better pediatric cancer therapies. Like Libby, Lucy, Jake, and Elena are helping to shed new light on the need to fund research. Please welcome Lucy Sandeen.
Hi, I am Lucy. I'm known by most people as Elena's mommy. She was funny and smart. She loved to read. She liked to use her imagination and play dress up and play with her stuffed animals. And she completed our family. She was our only child, but we really felt complete with her and happy. She was diagnosed with stage 3 nephroblastoma, which is Wilms tumor, a kidney cancer. And we were told initially that she had the best kind of cancer to get. We fought for 4.5 years with Elena until in August of 2018, her body just couldn't handle it anymore, and she passed away at age 9. It's so quiet here. Her room is as she left it. We just miss her every single day. And I continue to fight with Unravel because I would do anything to keep other families from feeling this pain. This is really important to us because even though Elena is gone and it's too late for her, we've become really close to a lot of families that have children fighting cancer. Right now, one of the hardest realities is that one of Elena's good friends, Maddie, is really fighting for her life. And similar to the position that we were once in, Maddie's medical team and her family are just trying to buy enough time so that the science can catch up and there can be a new treatment option for her. Because right now there's no curative option. She's just fighting for time. Even when things look really bleak, when you have a child fighting cancer, there's this ability to have hope. Hope is one of the most important tools that families of children fighting cancer have, because you know that there could be a new treatment tomorrow that could save your child. But in order to have those new treatments, pediatric cancer research has to have funding. We can't delay a cure for these kids. Children like Maddie need those options right now. It's too late for my own daughter, but there are so many kids out there that it's not too late for, because right now kids like Maddie need those answers now. We're really counting on you to help us. Thank you.
Well, as we heard from Lucy, we cannot delay the cure for pediatric cancer families. This is why, if you haven't joined us yet, we hope that you will join us now.
And I have to say that in the video you just watched, you heard about Elena and her friend, Mighty Maddie. Well, sadly, Maddie passed away this Thursday, and her passing really shows why we're here. We can't do this work without this kind of support, and this kind of support leads to new therapies that will help a future Maddie.
Yes, and so that's really all we can do. We can just keep going and keep supporting you. I mean, we celebrate, we honor those amazing kids. So let's dig deep. Let's keep Jim's work moving forward. Jim, I know when you and I have spoken, you've said that you just want to be able to tell a parent, don't worry.
That's right.
Yeah, I remember once you said that you just wanted to be able to tell a parent that their child had cancer and that they would say, oh, good, because we know that you can help our child, you know.
Yeah. That's my only goal, is by the time I retire, I want, for some of these cancers where there currently is no real hope, I want to be able to walk into the room and confidently convey hope.
Right.
Because we actually have something that turns these around.
Like a broken leg or anything else.
We want to treat it like a broken leg, have it fixed in a matter of weeks or months with kid barely remembering they had it.
Yeah. I mean, isn't that what we all want? That's why we're here, to keep us moving closer to that goal. So donations continue to come in, Jim. What are we seeing over here?
Seeing a gift from Libby Krantz at $250. Thank you, Libby and Tony and your whole beautiful family.
Yes, thank you so much for your generosity. Again, we're watching all of these gifts coming in live right now. We're just overwhelmed with your generosity. Thank you, Timothy and Damien and Barbie Cook joining us, and Eileen Romanos and Caroline Jones. Thank you so much. And there's Chris Protapas. Thank you so much. I love that. Erica Kramer joining us. Damian Malia at $500. Thank you. Melissa Riley at $2,500. Timothy Lane at $500. Just, you know, again, big and small. We just hope that everyone joins us right now. You know, we're going to hear right now from Cindy Fredericks. Cindy's family has been directly affected by cancer. This experience, along with her unselfish nature, inspires her to give back to Unravel as a volunteer and a supporter. Take a look.
Daniel was 28 when he received his diagnosis of Ewing sarcoma and came home and told the family my dad was battling terminal cancer. At the same time, they would go back and forth with chemo jokes and everything with each other. During his illness, he got married and wanted to start a family, and that didn't happen. And 2 weeks later, the cancer came back full force and very aggressive. He went to City of Hope when he was 29. He was in the pediatric ward because with Ewing sarcoma being a pediatric cancer, that's where they treated him, whether he was 2, 8, 18, you know, he was 29. Didn't have a bed long enough for him in the hospital, but they found one. And he kind of was like a mentor to the younger kids. And so when he passed, I felt every year that I had another birthday, I felt bad because he should have had more chances to have more celebrations, to celebrate his marriage, to celebrate his life, to celebrate his birthdays. And you know, he was cut short at the age of 30 because pediatric cancer doesn't discriminate against ages. My hope is they're getting closer. And with our funding, they'll get even closer. And hopefully, you know, in my children's life, my grandchildren's life, they will come up with a cure for these, you know, pediatric cancers.
Pediatric cancer does not discriminate regarding age, of course. So Cindy, thank you so much for sharing about your brother Daniel. When you visualize the face of pediatric cancer, you think about young children, but we just learned from Cindy, her brother was diagnosed with pediatric cancer in his late 20s. Jim, how do you define pediatric cancer when it comes to age?
Yeah, when I started, it was 0 to 18, but now we really recognize that it's much older as well. So places down in California, here in Washington, Idaho, all these wonderful places have adolescent and young adult units now where we specifically care for those who are older but have diseases that we more commonly see and have expertise to bring to their care.
And before you had that here in Seattle, would that young adult be treated as an adult and
would be treated as an adult, and there'd be one at this hospital and one at that hospital, and there was no body of expertise that could really wrap themselves around it. And we've improved dramatically their outcomes.
Yeah, see, that's amazing that that you're seeing all these advances, you're
Absolutely.
seeing these improvements.
Real time.
Yeah, and we're a part of that. So I know that Unravel is so thankful to Cindy and the work that she does to honor her brother. And because of this, earlier this month, Libby had the opportunity to surprise Cindy with a very special award. Take a look.
Yeah. Wow. Yes. It's all this. No way! Oh my God.
Okay, so we're here for a reason too,
Oh my
Cindy.
gosh.
You're our Tori Humphrey Heart Award winner this year, okay? So I'm so proud of you. I'm so grateful for you. Really the reason that we wanted to give this is all of these people here for you, okay? Because the essence of this award is fighting back, fighting in Daniel's name, which you've done, and my mom, my bereaved mom heart is so touched by you doing that. You are the embodiment of what I hope my kids grow up to be. But it's so much more than you. It's your daughters, it's your grandkids, it's your friends, it's your adopted family. You have impacted all these people and inspired all of us to fight in Daniel's name, in your name. So we are so grateful to be giving you this award this year. So you're our big recipient this year. Surprise!
Who all knew about this? I'm overwhelmed. I'm just absolutely overwhelmed. And to be honored like this is it's just remarkable. And I know Tori Humphrey has the biggest heart. And so to get an award under her name, I'm just privileged. Thank you.
Well, congratulations, Cindy, for winning the Tori Humphrey Heart Award. This award is Unravel's highest honor. It's named after Tori Humphrey because she embodies a person who extends themselves with support and love when no one else is watching. So thank you, Tori. Congratulations again. And Jim, I think before we get to the live auction, we're just continuing to see these donations coming in. Dan Carr joining us at $2,500. Thank you, Lindsay McBain, for your generosity, and Christina and Deb and Guttram. Thank you so much, Gabriella. David Novelli, we're just watching all your generosity come in. So remember, those gifts are being matched. 5,000 becomes 10,000, 1,000 becomes 2,000, up to a total of $250,000 is being matched tonight. If everyone digs deep, we could make $500,000 together. And again, if you work for a company that has a matching gift program, you can multiply your gift even more. So please don't forget to complete that paperwork to make your generosity tonight grow and grow. Well, thank you again to everyone who's already given. If you haven't, please jump in. But Jim, I think we got to get to the live auction.
Let's do it.
We got people who are watching these items. We have some amazing items up for bid. We're going to do our first 3 live auction items. Items 1, 2, and 3, they're all going to close together at the same time in just over 4 minutes. So to help you bid, Jim and we're going to put up a countdown clock. You're going to have 4 final minutes to finish your bidding on these. And if you need help bidding on one item or multiple items, my best tip again, set a maximum bid on any item. Use auto bid. Set a max bid that's really high. That way, you won't get outbid at the very end. When you use auto bid, that device, it'll automatically bid for you each time you're outbid all the way up to your max bid. If you're not 100% sure you're seeing the most recent bids, you can always refresh your bidding page. But everyone get ready. And if you're not bidding, keep donating. We can see Dan Carr just donated $2,500. That's amazing. So bid or donate or both. On your mark, get set, bid. All right, Jim, we're going to talk about these 3 items while everyone finishes bidding and watches that countdown timer below us. I'll go first. Live item number 1, you can see it out there on the screen. Take me out to the ball game. Indeed, enjoy a game at Oracle Park with 3 of your friends to cheer on the San Francisco Giants next season. These are club level seats. Section 221, that's right between home and third, row A. You heard me right, row A, seats 1, 2, 3, and 4. Club seats, those are the way to go, Jim. You get the extra leg room, the comfy seats, and so much more. So thank you so much to Steve and Tori Humphrey for your generosity. Take me out to the ball game right now. In the lead at $1,000, Ben White, who's gonna go right now. Again, club seats, row A. It doesn't get any better. Go to that item, check it out, take me out to the ball game. Let's talk about item number 2.
Well, Fred, item number 2 is the St. Helena Serenity, sipping in seclusion for 2 nights and 3 days. Relax for a weekend deep within St. Helena in the majestic estate of the Campy family. It doesn't get any better than Napa Valley. This spectacular estate is nestled among rolling vineyards. Picture yourself sipping vintage wines from nearby wineries.
I'm doing it right now.
After a day of tennis or bocce on property, enjoying the beauty of Napa Valley in one of the most picturesque settings available. Wrap yourself in warm blankets and enjoy the night sky around the outdoor fireplace. Unwind, relax, and reconnect. This property has 4 bedrooms, 4.5 baths, and it's available in 2021. And for the sipping part, 6 guests will be treated to a private lunch and tasting at Silver Trident Winery. You'll enjoy a relaxed experience in a lovely tasting home that is furnished exclusively with the Ralph Lauren Home Collection. Thanks to the Campy family and Silver Trident Winery.
And this is a hot item right now, Jim. Alexis Stouffer in the lead at $3,500. Adam Demestri, you've been outbid. John Riley, you were in there earlier. We need everyone jump back in. You've only got 2 minutes until this item goes away forever. So right now it's Alexis versus Adam. Who's going to get it? Remember, this is for a great cause. We heard about the work that you're doing. We know that we want to advance cures. So dig deep, do it for this great cause. And let's keep it going. All right, you've got less than 2 minutes remaining. We're going to talk about live auction item number 3. Back to the sports fans. Warriors theater box tickets for 4. Here's what you get to do. You get to cheer on the Golden State Warriors at Chase Center during the 2021 season. Watch Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green from your amazing seats in theater box number 29. You'll get complimentary food and wine and beer. What makes it even better? Parking. Parking is included too. You know parking, if you've been to a sporting game, that's like a $25,000 value.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's my estimate. Generously donated by Steve and Tori Humphrey. Thank you so much for that generous donation. Right now, John in the lead at $1,500. $2,000 is the next bid. Who's going to get these 4 Warriors Theater box seats? Remember, you got the food, the drink. I mean, this is the way to go. That's how Jay-Z and Beyonce go to games.
That's right.
All right, they don't sit down in the cheap seats. All right, you want to be in these amazing theater box seats. So keep bidding on your phone, by the way, when the timer runs out, just in case there's a slight lag between when the time runs out and when the items close, because we're using the internet right now.
That's right.
Sometimes there might be a little lag. And again, the best way to win is to set a really high max bid. All right, with less than 30 seconds left, let's check back in on item number 1, see who's in the lead. We'll just check back just out of curiosity, see how people are doing with item number 1. Right now, in the lead, still up, there we go. We're looking for item number 1. Looking around, there we go, taking me out to the ball game. Last time we checked in, it was Ben White in the lead. Is Ben still in the lead? We're taking a look here. With 7 seconds left, now 6 seconds, Diane has outbid Ben. Oh my gosh, Ben, I hope you set a max bid because time is running out. It's Diane versus Ben, we'll see. But our first 3 items are closing down right now. But guess what? We've got big news as our first 3 items close down now. We've got big news. I hear that we might be able to sell another package. The Campies have generously, they've already been super generous, but I'm seeing right now that they are offering their St. Helena item twice again this year. So if you're the second bidder, congratulations. We will reach out to you. We'll get you this amazing experience as well. All right. That was good.
That was great.
That was
Thanks,
great.
Fred.
All right. I think we should do it again.
Let's do it.
You've got the jacket. I've got the jacket.
Let's go.
It's the glitter gala. All right. Here we go. Our next group of items that we're going to close down is 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now, before we had 3 items in 4 minutes. Now we're going to up the ante, Jim.
All right.
It's going to be 4 items in 4 minutes. So we're going to get 4 minutes on the clock. Again, use auto bid. That is the best secret in town. Set a max bid really high. All right, on your mark, get set, bid. And Jim, we're going to talk about these 4 items. We've only got 4 minutes. What's first?
All right, well, tonight's 4th item, you can enjoy 4 nights in beautiful Tahoe.
Oh.
Enjoy 4 nights at a beautiful 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath home in the heart of Incline Village. This home features a huge fenced backyard, an upgraded kitchen, open entertaining area, as well as a family game room with separate bedroom and bath. This place is great for multiple families, as there are 2 master suites and 2 bedrooms with multiple beds. Check out all the information on item number 4. Thank you so much to Christy and Niles Pomerian for an amazing donation.
Yeah, and right now you can see it, Sarah versus Julie. Back and forth.
Go, go, go.
Sarah, Pierce, Julie, Walter. Sarah, Pierce bids, then Julie bids, then Sarah bids, then Julie bids, back and forth. But I'm sorry, who's going to get this amazing vacation and who's going to be sitting at home? You know, someone's going to see someone else on Instagram posting pictures. They're going to be jealous. So go big right now. It's for an amazing cause. You will feel good about this. And then when you're sitting there on your vacation, you can look back and think about all the good you've done. So take a look at that video that's on your screen. Who doesn't want that? All right, 3 minutes left. Let's talk about our next item number 5, a good one. 2 50-yard line tickets in San Francisco for a 49ers game. You heard me, 50-yard line. You have field access during the pregame as well. Plus, you get to go to the BNY Mellon Club where all food and drink are included. This is as luxurious as it gets, plus parking. Parking, an assigned spot in the yellow VIP lot also included. Amazing. So thank you so much, Steve and Tori Humphrey. Again, I'm a sports fan, so I apparently need to be better friends with Steve and Tori. So right now in the lead, Laura Brown right now. Thank you so much, Laura, for your generosity. We're going to see if anyone's going to outbid Laura and be on that 50-yard line. Jim, let's talk about item number 6.
Sure, Fred. Live item number 6 is the ultimate camping experience in Leavenworth, Washington. Experience the Bavarian Village in Washington State's Cascade Mountains. A premier recreation and vacation location, you'll be treated to the most amazing camping adventure. A fully stocked, well-appointed travel trailer will be awaiting your arrival at Leavenworth Pine Village KOA. With 1 queen bedroom, 2 full bunks, and a queen pull-out couch, this will be a perfect place to take a family getaway to make memories of a lifetime. With sprawling views of the Cascades and sounds of the Wenatchee River rushing by, Leavenworth KOA offers the most in family fun, peaceful nights, and luxurious camping. Summer guests experience a refreshing dip in the river, hiking the local trails, and a free daily shuttle into Leavenworth. We are adding a private 5-hour rafting trip for 4 with lunch provided. Remember that you have to be 15 years or older in order to do the rafting. This is being provided by the best rafting guide in the area, Tom Potter. Tom is also a cancer survivor himself. This is generously donated by Jason and Rochelle Wilmot and Tom Potter of Jackson Adventures.
Yes, and so right now this is a very hot item. Now it's Jamie Al versus Tori Humphrey. Jamie, Tori. Again, who's going to get this amazing vacation, the ultimate camping experience in Leavenworth? Meanwhile, let's talk about item number 7. A once-in-a-lifetime experience for the major league, for the major sports fan, or the little leaguer in all of us. San Francisco Giants catcher, Golden Glove Award winner, and 3-time World Series champion, the one and only Buster Posey, is going to join you and 3 friends, or you and up to 5 of your favorite little leaguers, on Zoom for a 20-minute conversation. How fun is this? You can just chew the fat, talk sports, or get some tips on improving your game. The high bidder will also receive an autographed baseball and jersey. So thank you so much, Kristen and Buster Posey. I love items like this. Right now, Tori Humphrey in the lead. Joseph Pulford's been outbid. You've got 15 seconds. Remember, set those auto bids. Set a really high max bid. That is the secret to winning. You've only got 10 seconds left. Tori, Joseph, you're going to be going back and forth, but Tori currently in the lead at $4,000. Joseph, you got to go to $4,500. Let's see if you can get it done as time runs out. Amazing. Congratulations to all of our live auction bidders. Thank you for bidding big. Before we go, we want to take another minute to recognize donations that continue to come in. We cannot say thank you enough. Let's see. Who do you see over there on the big screen?
I see Jason Franklin at $500 and Lindsay Ritchie at $250. I see Colin Holman at $500.
Yes, thank you so much to everybody for your generosity. Again, we're just continuing to watch these names come in live. Can we see some of the most recent ones there, Denise? I'm just curious. We're seeing Stephanie Eastwood and Emily Lampman. You're seeing all this at the same time as we are. Jill Erb and Toby Erickson, thank you so much. Lindsay Ritchie, Jason Franklin again, Lindsay Malaya, Corey Wilson, Colin Holman, just all of this generosity. Frank Bricato, just thank you, everybody. If you haven't joined us, please do. I also want to send a special thank you to some folks who couldn't be with Jim and me here tonight. We really want to say thank you to the dedicated staff and board members who work so hard. We really appreciate your leadership, especially in these challenging times. Thank you. And thank you to the dozens of volunteers who helped procure these amazing items for tonight's auction. We really appreciate all of the hard work that you're doing.
And on behalf of my team and all the researchers that Unravel supports, I want to thank each and every one of you who tuned in tonight and who gave so generously. We couldn't possibly be more grateful.
Yes, and again, we're continuing to see these donations coming in. I think we've thanked Dan Carr at $2,500, but we can't thank you enough. Lindsay McBain, thank you so much. Lindsay Ritchie, thank you so much. Emma Pledgeman, thank you so much. You know, we're working on putting together a total. I like that right there, we've got another 111 donation. We love that.
All right.
Yes, so Chris Protopoulos, again, thank you for your generosity. We're just seeing all of these gifts. Yeah, it was Barbie Cook who went 111. I love that. David DeVelli, Emma Pledgeman. We're just getting all of these generous gifts coming in right now. And I love watching all the love that's happening in the chat as well. One of the events I saw this year, says Charles. Charles, is it the jackets? Is that really what it is, Charles? Is it the jackets?
It's the tie.
Is it the tie? I think it's the tie.
Yeah.
It's clearly the tie. Can you? That's a heart down there.
That's
too.
a heart.
That's a heart. So a lot of love here on the stage. A lot of love. Again, Colin Holman, Frank Brucato, thank you so much. Sarah Pierce at $1,000. We're just watching all of these gifts coming in live, and we're so overwhelmed with your generosity. Remember, every gift is being matched dollar for dollar. Remember, if you work at a company that matches your generosity, please make sure they do that as well. This number that we're raising tonight is only going to continue to grow. And while we have this challenge match and this goal, of course, it's not like we can raise too much money. It's not like you're thinking, you know what, Fred, I don't need any more brilliant researchers in my lab.
That's right, because I will never have another good idea for the rest of my life.
Right. So we want to see what we can do tonight. But we're excited to announce the total right now. So far, this is where we are. Remember, this number is going to continue to grow as you continue to give, as you continue to bring in that corporate matching. But as of right now, tonight, live, we have raised $516,000. $516,347. Yeah, the crew is cheering. That's how you know we've done a good thing. Jim, what does a number like $516,000 mean to you and your team?
Last year, I started thinking about these things like the AML project, and we got it done with the gifts that were raised last year. This year, this is going to allow us to test those virus ideas that I had, and I'm going to have, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have our team do a retreat, and I'm going to have the team, it'll be virtual, but we'll break into small groups, and I'll ask each team to challenge and compete with each other to come up with the best vector that we can test in those herpes simplex virus for kids that have brain tumors. We won't put them right into the kids. We'll start small in the lab, but a year from now, I'm going to come back and be able to tell you what you funded tonight through this incredible generosity. Thank you so much.
That is amazing. And we're seeing all the yay, this is exciting, the awesome, the congrats, the hearts in the chat.
$500,000, man.
$500,000 is amazing. You are all incredible. So let's keep it going. Please share this link with your friends and family. This YouTube program, this will be archived right here at this link, so you can share this program with your friends and family as well. My name is Fred Northup Jr. alongside Dr. Jim Olsen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, on behalf of all the families that you helped tonight, thank you. We hope to see you in person next year. Good night.